Welcome to World Wars, a survival series where I, Hadron 24, will be taking on TimeFloww in a battle to see who can create the best Minecraft world by the end of 10,000 days. We'll have episodes like this every 500 in-game days, and there's a form linked below in the description where you can vote on who you think currently has the best world. Without further ado, let's get on to the first one. So this is going to be my world tour, and I'm going to go through and explain and show you guys everything that I've done in 500 days. When I first logged in, I decided to look for a village so that I could start set up trades and get stuff, armor, maybe and tools, so that I could fight the Ender Dragon and beat the game quickly. So I looked for a village, and I traveled literally 2,000 blocks before I found a village. That's because I wasn't using chunk base. And then eventually I just kind of lived there for a little bit. And I went to a fortress, then got the blaze rods, and then I got the pearls. So I threw the eyes, found the stronghold, and then I beat the Ender Dragon around day 20 or 22, somewhere around there. I looted the end, left the village, and then traveled another 5,000 blocks, not through the nether, which looking back on it I should have done, but through rivers with a boat and on foot. So the new village I found was one that I was looking at on chunk base, and eventually when I got there, I immediately started trading with the villagers. Then one of the first farms I built was a silverfish XP farm by Endless Gamer. I'll put the links for every farm that I used in the description. I built that for XP so I can re-enchant stuff. There was once a time when all the allays in my silverfish XP farm kinda died, so I had to get new ones, and that wasn't too fun. And then I also made a iron farm by Cubix Creations, and I use that for iron, and then I traded most of the iron I got for emeralds so I can buy books. After I had pretty decent armor and tools, I decided to actually make a base. So I tore down the village and I started building my main base, which was mainly just chest room and villagers. So I put all the materials from village into shulker boxes, and then I built my chest room where the village used to be. That sounds bad, but trust me, it's signed a contract. So after that, I decided that I just wanted to kind of grind for stuff, and I wanted netherite, so I chose to just loot a ton of bastions, and I did loot a ton of bastions. I eventually got netherite, put netherite on my armor and some armor trims, but I ended up losing all that later, which I'll get to soon. I actually did end up dying in a raid, like an absolute noob, but that time I was able to get most of my stuff back. Although I did end up losing my only pieces of netherite armor, which were my boots and my helmet. I also needed redstone and gunpowder for stuff and rockets, like redstone for building farms and stuff, and gunpowder for rockets for my elytra. So I decided to build a witch farm by Big Booty 17, and despite the name, it's a really great farm. I had many struggles building that farm, and I had to rebuild it once I realized that I kind of messed it up, but eventually I did finish it and it worked great. Then after that, I kind of got a little bored, so I just decided to build because I didn't know what else to do. And then I decided to try to get more netherite, so I built a tunnel bore, but for that I needed honey. I built a honey farm, and it didn't really work that well. Either I did something wrong, but I rewatched the video, and I'm pretty sure I did everything right. So that didn't work, and it was kind of manual, but I got enough honey that I needed. Now, if I ever need an industrial scale of honey, then I might be cooked. After that, I just kind of looked for netherite and then crashed out because every single time I tried to tunnel bore, in a straight line, there would always be this giant thing of lava underground, a reservoir in my way. So those were annoying, and I just kind of, that's when I like truly decided, if I want netherite, I'm just gonna loot bastions. Here are a few clips of some sketchy run-ins I had with piglins at the bastions. Oh man, that's a lot of zombified piglins. Oh, they're here. Oh wait, I might be dead. God, Apple W. Oh.
Bruh.
Lots of big scary things. But after that, I didn't really know what to do. So then I got inspired by Hadron to make a perimeter, but not just anywhere. I decided to build a perimeter revealing an ancient city below. Why? Because I thought it'd be cool. So I built the TNT bombers. I just kind of AFK'd and mined some diamonds here and there when I got to the diamond level. But when I first started building out the trench, tragedy struck. I was trying to get some diamonds, and then I kind of got like trapped, and I tried to fly out, but I kind of just like got blown up by TNT. So then that was kind of bad, and I lost all my stuff because it got blown up. But luckily, I had a ton of spare end loot, so I wasn't completely starting off from scratch. But that kind of slowed down my progress a little bit. And I was especially sad because I thought I'd have to rebuild my 3 TNT bombers. But like only 1.5 of them were broken. It wasn't that bad. But eventually I did finish that, and I got a lot of diamonds. I had to mine out a couple of areas manually, but eventually it was all done, and I was really happy about how it looked. I even built a nether portal to it. It's on like a floating island above the center of the city. So that took most of my time, and I was left with like a couple days before 500 days. So I just kind of finished up and watched the sunset of day 499.
Alright, welcome to my world. This is going to be kind of like a world tour, but I'm going to be explaining what I did in every location and showing some clips I took along the way. There's a lot of cool stuff I managed to do in the allotted 500 days, as you can see. So let's get straight into it. First of all, here was my starter base, which I built a day 1 iron farm in. The design was by ENX04, and all the farm tutorials I used will be linked in the description. And in my time here, I mainly trade with the villagers. Yeah, there's one down here still. I traded with them until I had full diamond, tools, and armor, and then I beat the game. After I did do that and looted a few end cities, I moved into this new area. So here I basically just wasted a bunch of time. The only like productive thing I did was get these nice tools. I had this grand vision of a mega base with this picture I found online, and it just didn't work out. The reason there's all this destruction here is because I spawned a wither on the outline because I didn't like it. I also cleared out this like hall thing for no reason. Come to think of it, it would have made a kind of cool storage room. The farm I used to get all the levels to get perfect tools was designed by BlazeMC Java, and it's a gold farm. The next place I went to was the swamp to work on a perimeter creeper farm by KelpMC. There's actually a witch farm in here somewhere, by the way. The perimeter was quite a process. I actually do have a little bit of footage and some screenshots to show you for that. For example, here's where I got stuck in bedrock and had to use a bucket of axolotl to escape. I found some fossils, which I kind of forgot were in the game, to be honest, including some diamond ones. I also had to drain a giant lava lake, and water had fallen on it, so there's tons of obsidian, which actually would be useful later on. But after the perimeter was dug, I decided to place this nice white stained glass floor, and it seemed like a good idea at the time, but boy, I would regret it. I actually mined most of the sand by hand. As you can see, it's my most mined block. The reason that was because I couldn't for the life of me figure out how to break the end portal. But once I finally got it, I just duplicated the rest with a machine also designed by BlazeMC. The dye for the glass came from bone blocks found in soul sand valleys. I also for some reason refused to build a super smelter because I thought it'd just be better to build a permanent one later on. So I just used a furnace wall. To smelt the glass, I used a combo of coal from the Stony Peaks and blaze rods from a blaze farm I made in the Nether. And after I had all the glass, I began the tedious task of placing all 25,000 blocks inside the perimeter. This is about how my screen looked like for a few hours. After I had everything placed, well, I'll just let past me explain that part.
So after I finished placing all the glass, I was understandably burnt out from just placing blocks repetitively. So I've started to build the first proper farm in this world, which is actually a creeper farm. And one of the big materials here is obsidian, which I need a lot. I'm almost there. Everything else is pretty straightforward, except for the tinted glass. But after destroying an end pillar for like half an hour, I got bored, and what I'm actually going to do now is sit here while I do something else. And since I have my sand duper running, as you can see, or gravity block duper, what I'm going to be doing is just sitting here, and every time an entity comes through that portal, the obsidian regenerates.
You remember how I said everything was straightforward? Everything but the dispensers, that is. I think I needed like 7 stacks, and to craft a dispenser, you need a bow, along with redstone and cobblestone. Redstone and cobblestone is no problem, but the bows, a bow needs 3 string and 3 sticks. Sticks, easy, but the string, I had no way of getting string. So what I did was, I was far too lazy to build a mob farm, which would have been much more beneficial and saved me time, but I just went to a trial chamber and killed spiders. Great. And when I finally got to start building the farm, I was instantly overran by slime, so I made the decision to hire some help. The iron golems didn't work very well because I would have to spend more time healing them with iron ingots than actually like building, so I just had to lock in and kill the slimes myself. They kind of plagued me through the whole process, but what can you do? After a few days though, the creeper farm was done, and I haven't even done a dedicated AFK session, and I've gotten all this gunpowder from just being near it. I really am gonna have to upgrade this storage soon. I guess I'll also address the elephant in the room, which is this colossal diamond beacon from all the diamonds in the perimeter. Here's all the ore, and it took about 35 minutes just to place and mine. And yes, it is a solid diamond beacon. After that farm was complete, I came here to build some infrastructure for my next project, which is a main storage for all my things. I also built this little facility and filled it with some tiny farms. Some of these are actually super useful, like the sugar cane and bamboo. That's basically it for my world, so bye, I guess. Alright, those were both some admittedly cool worlds. Even yours. And if you can't decide on which one to vote for, maybe these statistics can help you.